Hey, I want to show you something. Let me turn you around. Hold on. Take a look across the street for a second, okay? I live right opposite the school system, right behind that brick building right there, the schools. And in those schools, way back there, there is the polling place. Now, I live in Massachusetts. Hold on, let me get the step back up here. I live in Massachusetts, down near Cape Cod, in a very small town called Duxbury. And last month, we had something very interesting happen. Ted Kennedy, of course, died about 6 months ago. Last month, we had a special election for a new senatorial candidate. Last fall, there, of course, was the primaries. The Democrats had 4 or 5 candidates, all very strong, the owner of the Celtics and a bunch of other people, and they all went up after it. And Martha Coakley came out as the winner. Everyone thought, great, there's your next senator. The Republicans threw up this guy named Scott Brown out of nowhere, Massachusetts. Martha Coakley and the entire Democratic Party basically took everything for granted. They figure, you know what, if you got a pulse and you're a Democrat in Massachusetts, you're going to get elected. Scott Brown had other ideas. And moreover, the voting public in the state of Massachusetts had other ideas. I don't think anybody was really crazy for Scott Brown. I think it's interesting that he won. I'm not sure he's the best man for the job. I don't know if the Warren Harding effect means anything to you. But the point of all this was the Democrats. They took the election for granted, and they lost. They were cocky. The Boston Globe asked Martha Coakley, why aren't you out there campaigning more? And Martha Coakley said, so what do you want me to do, like stand outside Fenway Park in the rain and shake hands? I love Jon Stewart's answer to that. Yes. Well, you know, my point of all this thing, I'm getting there, trust me, is that we oftentimes take our clients for granted. We take existing customers for granted. And when we lose that client because some upstart Scott Brown printer comes at us and takes the business away, we're shocked. You know, we think to ourselves, this was my client. They've always done business with me, and they always were going to do business with me. Don't take a single order for granted. I think you've got to do business like it's the last job you're ever going to get from them. Like you're as good as the last job you shipped in. Because to a large extent, I think that's true. The same customer who last month gave you the Vendor of the Year award, this month will throw you under a bus to save 5% and go through your wallet when you're dead. It's the new economics. There is something that we can do about it. Remind your customer why they do business with you. Constantly challenge the assumptions that you've made. The number one reason why we lose a customer isn't price. It's not service, it's not delivery. The number one reason why we lose a customer is that that customer believes that we've stopped working for them. What have you done for me lately? I'm not saying I like it or I condone it. It is what it is. If you take your customers for granted, you will lose them. Circle the wagons around your clients. Stop listening, stop watching this video, and think, when's the last time you called your customer and said, what do I need to do to stay relevant with you? When's the last time you sent them an email saying, this is what I do for you, this is why you do business with me? If the Democrats had learned this, Martha Coakley would be on her way to Washington right now. I don't think she would have made it to Leno. But instead, some ne'er-do-well named Scott Brown is jumping in the pickup truck, and he's taking his 2 daughters and his wife down to Washington. And let that be a lesson to all of us. And by the way, I voted for the clown.